On Tuesday, March 20th, 2012, the police made a horrific discovery of 3 family members who had been brutally massacred inside of their home. The mother was found in the garage with 4 bullet wounds. The father was in the master bedroom, and one of the sons was found in the bathroom. He described the killing as angry and violent, but what they didn't know was that there was much, much more to this. Let's look into the case of the YouTuber that murdered his entire family and regretted it. Trey Eric Selzer was born on August 3rd, 1989 in Waller, Texas. He lived with his parents, Rhonda and Lawton, and his older brother, Mark. There was nothing really extraordinary about Trey. He was considered average in school, and although not really popular, he had a small, tight circle of friends who shared his love for anime, video games, and movie making. In 2006, Trey started a YouTube channel called Lenscap Production, where he would review short films, video games, and anime. He was pretty good at it, and people started referring to him as Mr. Anime.
Well, there's good shows, then there's bad shows, and then there's green. So without further ado, welcome to another episode of Mr. Anime Reviews.
Within a span of 5 years, his channel had really grown with up to 323 uploads and quite a number of followers who appreciated his honest, straight-to-the-point reviews. But there was something dark brewing inside him that no one could ever see coming. The darkness in him started showing in his content with time as he became insanely obsessed with guns and violence. He would begin his reviews with a short clip in which he shoots someone in the chest. In one of his clips, you can see him shooting his brother Mark and mom, Rhonda, who is often supporting him in his filming. Sadly, what would come next was unimaginable. Trey's content continued to become even more insane as he started making videos of him using real guns to fire at random targets, including buildings and animals. One time, he even posted a video on Facebook saying that his pet rabbit had gone missing, making people wonder, could he have killed it? Still, none of these things could have prepared anyone for the horror he was about to do. In February 2012, Trey posted a video titled, "Mr. Anime is planning something." In the clip, he told his fans that he was taking a 2 to 3 week break to reward himself.
I'm gonna reward myself with probably a 2 or 3 week break coming up here from YouTube videos, anime reviews in particular. I might do some blog stuff. I want to thank you guys a lot for sticking with me and watching the channel.
When the break was over, he came back on March 13th, 2012 and posted another video talking about this new job that he claimed to have found in a fascinating field that he was interested in. He told his followers about how excited he was about it, but that unfortunately it may prevent him from posting videos. He went on to say that he will be working in the movie industry. That was the last video that Trey would ever post. In early March, police received a strange phone call from Trey, claiming that someone was firing at him. He said that he was sitting in his backyard when a bullet whizzed by his head. He then went ahead to tell the police that he had gotten his guns and that he was now ready. Now fast forward to March 20th when the police came to the Selzers' home. They found the house in shambles, with broken furniture and glasses, rifle casings shattered on the ground, and red stains everywhere. One of the officers would later describe the scene as a war zone, saying, "The best way to describe the residence is it looked like a war zone. Tremendous amount of damage inside the residence. The crime scene was not contained to one area of the residence. It was from one end of the residence to the other, front to back, which is unusual." In addition, the house was marked with writings all over the walls and doors, with some of the messages saying, "I will never forgive myself. I don't know why I did this. God help me. I love my mom, dad, and brother. God forgive me. because I cannot forgive myself. All evidence pointed to Trey as the culprit, but he was nowhere to be found. A manhunt was immediately launched for him as the police sought to answer as to what exactly happened. But what the police didn't know at the time was that Trey was parked outside his former high school, Waller High School, with assault rifles and 100 rounds of ammunition, ready to act.
And I'm like, there's my opportunity. Go ahead, go get him.
Trey was found hours later outside his friend's house and was arrested and brought in for questioning. As soon as he was arrested, Trey confessed to everything, including the fact that he had been planning everything for years. He said that his original plan was to take the lives of about 70 students, making him the biggest mass murderer in history. He had been practicing by shooting targets such as buildings and animals, and had even downloaded a satellite map of the school so as to cause more mayhem. He had also been studying and researching serial killers and mass murderers to the point of even grading their work. When asked why he killed his family, Trey claimed that he was trying to spare them from the shame of knowing what he was about to do. He then proceeded to give a chilling account of how he murdered his family.
They were the first immediate human targets in my sight. And if I was going to go out and do anything, they would have to go.
It happened a little after midnight. Trey, who had been drinking heavily, lured his mother out into the garage and using a rifle fired at her 4 times, hitting her in the chest. He told detectives that after killing his mother, he knew there was no turning back.
After I did that, it was like, well, I'm already committed, really. Can't really go to my brother and my dad and be like, yeah, I just killed our mom.
The loud noise woke up his brother Mark, who came out to investigate. But Trey also fired at him twice. Despite being hit, Mark was able to dart into the bathroom and lock himself in. But Trey sprayed several bullets through the door before bursting it open. He found Mark lying on the floor, dead.
My brother's lying there in this big pile of blood. It's terrifying. It's just a bad sight. And I was like, okay. I guess that got in.
Their dad, who was sleeping in the master bedroom, was woken up by the sounds, and when Trey heard him asking what was going on, he ran and fired twice at him, leaving him sprawled, face down on the bed. I can't even begin to imagine the horror that this family must have gone through. It's one thing to be attacked by an outsider, but being attacked by someone you love and trust must be the worst thing that anyone could ever experience. And Trey didn't stop there. He told investigators that he went back to put a bullet in each one of his family members' heads because he didn't want them to suffer.
I don't want anyone to be suffering, laying on the floor for hours, moaning and groaning.
Then at around 2 a.m., Trey very calmly sent out voicemail messages from each of his parents' phones, saying they won't be coming to work that day. He then proceeded to trash the house, throwing over bookshelves, shooting at televisions and light fixtures, breaking the glass top of a coffee table, and writing on the walls and doors. And as if that's not enough, he even killed the remaining family pets. When he was done, Trey went into the garage and fell asleep beside his mother's dead body. Although he had killed his family as he claimed to spare them from the pain of knowing what he was about to do, Trey even didn't go through with it. When investigators asked him why he changed his mind and didn't follow through with his plan, Trey said that everything became too real.
I don't know, maybe it was just what happened was too real.
Still, even with this confession, investigators could not understand why he did it. What could have pushed him to commit such a horrendous crime? Many people who knew Trey could not believe that he was capable of doing what he did. His friends described him as kind-hearted, intelligent, and slightly eccentric guy who seemed at times to live in his own world. Still, others, like his great aunt, described him as peculiar. One of his neighbors even said, "I told my wife months ago that he was going to kill someone, but I didn't think that it was going to be his parents." Trey told detectives that he loved his family and would protect them with his life, but at the same time, he would be the one to harm them.
I would protect them with my life, but at the same time, if anyone was going to hurt him, it was going to be me.
Some reports say that Trey's family had actually seen this coming. His father and brother had reportedly even expressed their concern to at least 2 different people a month and a half before the tragedy. Mark, Trey's brother, had allegedly told his best friend, "Don't be surprised if you hear on the news that we've all been killed by Trey." Trey's father, Lawton, had reportedly said much the same thing to one of his sisters. One of Trey's friends later stated that there was actually a lot of tension between Trey and his father, which was usually caused by the fact that Trey kept dropping out of college and could not keep a job. After graduating from Waller High School in 2007, Trey attended Blinn College on and off for 2 years and did not even graduate. He tried several jobs, including delivering pizzas, working in a grocery store, and as a gas station attendant, but couldn't keep any of them. In fact, his longest running source of income was the one with YouTube as Mr. Anime, but he had also quit that. In the Christmas of 2011, Trey had reportedly told a friend about the thought of killing his father. He believed that his father had supposedly written him off as the crazy, unstable son that really wasn't going to do much aside from regular, unqualified position, despite the fact that his father never actually told him that. On August 2nd, 2012, Trey pleaded guilty to the murder of his family and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He actually waived his rights to an appeal and said that he wanted to stay in jail for the rest of his life. What do you think pushed Trey to commit this awful crime? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.